Hello friends, it's Astro here and welcome back to Prison Architect, where we are going to try a shiny new challenge. This one has been suggested by some people in the comments recently. The Scarlet Otaku and Shephard have both added some suggestions of a prison that might be a fun challenge, or it might be a complete and utter disaster. We're not going to know until we go. So, here's what it contains. The Scarlet Otaku has come up with the name for this series. It's Prison Under Pressure, because it is old school intake. So we dive into here. We've got old school intake turned on, which is yonder. We're going to have other mutators as you wish, and those are going to be fulfilled by Shephard, who said that I should go with a large female prison. I'm going to choose number one because, he's an old favourite of ours, number one. He's been with us since the very beginning. Shephard suggests fog of war, generate forests, failure conditions, weather and temperature, events, staff needs, escape plans, and the following mutator stack: the good shit, more contraband, all reps revealed, and fast walking. So those are the other mutators as you desire, as suggested by the Scarlet Otaku. And the final piece of this puzzle, as per the Scarlet Otaku's direction here, we have the following limitations. We are allowed to have a maximum of 10 workers, 20 regular guards, 6 armed guards, 4 canine officers, and 4 snipers, and that's it. So that limitation on our staff, combined with old school intake, means that we are going to struggle and strain, and these ladies are going to absolutely give us a right royal seeing to, I should say. So we're playing on the latest version. We're playing on the Clink update. So we've got tunnel search and a few other goodies that we can play with in here. We've got some new floors and walls that we can pop into this prison. Maybe a hedge maze. I think that might be a good idea. But the first thing I think we need to do is get a wee bit of planning underway, because, well, as people come online into this place, well, we are going to have some difficult times keeping them in situ. So I think what we're going to need to do is let's have a corridor that comes in from the street, that comes like this. It can be one wide. I think that's probably sufficient. We're going to have a building around our deliveries, because I like to keep that indoors. We're going to have a building around garbage, because I like to keep that indoors as well. We're going to have an entrance hall, like a reception here. We're going to have a bunch of, what do they need to be? 7x7 for offices. 7x7. Alright, so we'll have some offices that run down like this. We'll have a 2-wide corridor for them. Okay, cool. Like this, and that, and this. We'll have, I guess, a section down here which can be like utilities. That'd be nice. Good place to start that off. And then I think what we'll probably have is an initial holding cell that's going to go like this. And then there'll be, a little shower to go onto that. We can potentially have a little kitchen and then canteen that run across the top here. So this is the canteen. This is the kitchen. Okay, never mind. That's the kitchen. I have a holding cell here. This is a reception. And then so on and so forth. Now, once we get beyond that, we need to plan right now how this prison is going to expand. Because it will expand, and it will expand quickly. Just because of the way that these prisoners are going to be pouring in. So what we're going to do is we're going to have this as the entrance area. There will be some space here for additional things that can be sort of communal type stuff, like I'm guessing a big infirmary and that sort of thing out here. And what we're going to need to do is plan this out very, very, very carefully. So we're going to have a straight shot delivery into a central yard. I feel like a central yard might be a good way to start, right? And then, do I want to like modularize this as much as I can? I'm not sure. I figure that, actually, you know what? I am going to do that. Watch this. So we're going to have this central corridor straight shot down the center. And I feel like now that I look at it, this should actually be 3 wide. This should actually be 3 wide, just so that we don't like start running into problems later on. So I'm going to expand this back like this. I'm going to have all of these stretch one more block up, or maybe two. And then I'm going to clip this out like that. Groovy. Okay, cool. Big fat corridor. Excellent. Cell block A is going to come up this way. We're going to need, because when we start off, we're only going to have like 2-point cells, right? Dunk, dunk, dunk. And they are going to stretch up like that. They're going to be... Sorry. I should probably explain that a bit better. When we start off, we're not going to be able to do small cells, which would be nice, but we are not going to have that straight off the bat. So, we're going to have a cell block that stretches north. Below that, we're going to have a canteen for that cell block. We're going to have a kitchen for that cell block. And you know what? What I might do is I might have it so that it goes kind of more like this. So that the canteen... What do we got? Let's have a look. So if we had a table and then benches like that, it kind of needs to be one wider, doesn't it? Okay, and then in here we're going to have cooker, fridge, and then... Cooker, fridge, cooker. Great. And then we can have another row, and then another row of that. Or maybe... let's go down with this. 6. Down 6. And then some sinks down here. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how best to do this at this stage. What I kind of want to do is have it so that these wings are fairly self-contained, and then like with a yard out here as well, right? That'd be my intention for this sort of area, so that this whole block can be one thing, and then we can have gates here and here to like keep this security level or what have you sealed in that section. I think that'd be a great idea. Okay, and then the other thing that we need to think about, because this is a female prison, we're going to need a family cell, which needs to be 4x4 as opposed to 2x3, right? So a family cell, and it's going to need to look a little something like this. So it'll come up, we'll do it 2 blocks away. So a family cell needs to be 4x4, which needs a 2, 3, which means it needs to be 6x6, and then we'll have a gap of 2, and then 6x6. Okay, right, so that's how family cells are going to look. And they're actually going to have a slightly larger, canteen slash what have you area, which is fine because theoretically, this one block for family persons, ladies with family person things going on, like babbies, they're only going to need to have this one block, surely. Like, surely with old school intake, which, we can't stop this. It's going to be 32 prisoners per day, and that's that. Surely we won't exceed this. And then once we start to saturate this first block here, we can start expanding with additional blocks. So this one, which is 16 by 12 at the moment, that will then blink out to 16 by 12 here, and then we can have that secondary area going down like that, and so on and so forth. I think this is going to be good. I think this is going to be a fine way for us to begin. And I think, I could even... Contraband probabilities. Excellent. I wonder if Paradox and 011 are going to keep up with that sort of thing. I know that they are changing the name of the game too. So if you want name in the game in Prison Architect and you don't already have it, go get it now, because it's going away, because it's apparently a fairly manual process to add names into the game database. But hey ho. That's what happens when you're a small studio and you're trying to make awesome games like this. Right. I'm happy-ish with this, and I think that we might be good to go. We might be good to go. All right. Let's give it a red-hot crack then. We're going to start off with just this section. We're going to come straight to here, and we're going to plop... I'm not even going to do those just yet. I'm going to do... the canteen and the holding cell, right, down here. Canteen, kitchen, holding cell. So at least that gives us a starting point. And then we're going to need our offices as well. And we are also going to need to put our utilities in to get us started. So let's get that underway. The boys are going to get to work, and girls, there's girls in here as well. Boys and girls. There's yeah, exactly. They're going to get to work cranking this out. I think the first thing we need to do is get number 1 up and running. And then we need to get our large jail door. Do we want to do a large? Let's do a solitary as the front door. It'll be a bit squishy. It'll be a little bit of a pain to get in and out, but it's gonna be more secure and harder to bust down than the other option, which is the large jail door. And also the solitary door doesn't let the heat out the way that the large jail door does, which is kind of nice. And I've just realized that we don't want auto lights. Okay, great. So, yeah, it's been a little while since I played this, to be brutally honest. It's been, you know, it's been a, oh god, what, a month or so since I've really sat down and had a play. Because I've been playing a bit of RimWorld. I've been playing a little bit of Tropico 6 on stream last weekend. That was really fun. I really enjoyed Tropico 6. I'm super glad that I bought it. Just because it's, I mean, first of all, it has, it's removed the copyrighted music, which was one of the reasons why I couldn't play Tropico 6 before without turning the music off entirely, and then it's kind of, you know, it didn't have the right atmosphere. I even tried playing what I considered, or what the internet said, was, I mean, it was a site that was like, here is some royalty-free music. And I just played some royalty-free jazz. And evidently, it wasn't royalty-free, according to YouTube's algorithms, and they hit me up on it. So, bugger. But that's okay. That's okay. These things do happen. Now I've got Tropico 6. Now I can play whatever I dang well want. And that will be, you know, stay tuned. That'll be a thing that we bust out on stream in the not too distant future. So, here we go. Boom. And let's get this section in here as well. We're going to get just one office to get us started. I've just realized these offices are actually too large. They only need to be 4x4, but that's fine. I think number 1 is going to appreciate having a bit of extra room to stretch his legs. And Meredith, when she appears, she'll probably be in the same boat, right? So, and this reception's probably way too big for what it needs to be as well. The shower probably doesn't need to be quite that large. And then the canteen, that's a good size for the canteen, I reckon. A nice size. So, objects, let's get ourselves a staff door. And we're going to have some staff doors down here as well. Spiffy. We're going to have a staff door into the deliveries and garbage zones. Although I am insufficient on the funds. So, that means we need to get our standard starting grants, basic detention center, administration center, bingo bango, let's rock and roll. Let's get our garbage zone flowing through into ye olde utilities room, and these guys can be looked after as well. So can someone please, okay, good, thank you very much. Let's get ourselves underway by finishing off that wall. Okay, it seems to be blocked because someone's probably trapped somewhere, but they'll figure that out. They will figure that out. Okay, so let's go with a door. Here, we're going to have a jail door onto the holding cell itself, and then I want to have like a segregation area here where we can restrict people from going that way, and I want to have, I guess, a staff door. Can I rotate these staff doors now? Oh my god, I can. Oh, I can have a double staff door. Delightful. It's probably been a thing for a while, but I haven't noticed it because you always used to be able to rotate the normal doors, but the staff doors would. The last time I tried it, they wouldn't do the thing as I hoped that they would. But that's fine. That's fine. They do it now, and that's the important thing. So let's get cracking. I'm not going to do any floors, as super tempting as it is. I won't do any floors just yet. But what I will do is say, these are the things that we need. A shower. We need to have a holding cell. We need to have a reception, which is here. That can go there. That needs a door as well. Or maybe I'll just knock that wall through. It's probably safe enough. It's probably safe enough. Okay, we're going to need a canteen to go in here. A cheeky little kitchen to go in here, which is... it's actually fairly big, this kitchen. But, on the plus side, it can probably supply these canteens in the short term. Like, just get the cooks to run the food out. I think that might not be a bad idea. Might not be a bad idea at all. Okay, let's get our deliveries zone bonk expanded, and then get rid of this nubbin here. We'll get the garbage zone just stretched out a wee little bit like that. We're going to get ourselves 2 orifices, which are always hard to find. There we go, and bonk. And let's get populating this place with some objects. So, holding cell. We need a toilet and a bench, but I'm going to put some extra things in. I'm not going to just restrict them to a toilet and a bench. That seems cruel. Super cruel, actually. And look at that. That lines up perfectly with the walls that I drew there, which is quite fun. I'm going to pop in a couple of bunk beds just up the top here. Just to, you know, in case these ladies are stuck in the holding cell for a little while, let's make sure that they've got somewhere that they can snooze at night time. Make sure that they don't get too cranky. Because, you know, if you don't get enough sleep, sometimes it does make you feel a little bit crotchety. I don't know about you, but I am definitely in that boat. If I don't get enough sleep, I get quite snarky. Which is not, it's not the best. It's not the best. No one wants to be cranky. Right, some for there, couple in here. It's probably a bit of overkill, having this many lights. We're going to have a single naked bulb in each of the offices, which is probably fairly disgusting, all told. I don't know about you, but I would prefer a little bit more lighting than that. And let's get ourselves... Is this going to fit? So, like, we would have capacitors here, and then I'd want to have the water pumping station. Well, let's plop that in. We'll just move that wall up 1 notch. Actually, no, cancel that. Let's... Hang on. Here we go. Let's go. Demolish wall? Remove wall? Oh, I see. It's been moved to foundations now. That's interesting. Did it always used to be there, or am I having a bit of a drug trip? I may be. I mean, it's been known to happen. Right, staff door. That's in the walls and doors. Okay, no, it's fine. It's fine. And it's also in objects. Yes, it is. So doors are in objects and they're in walls and doors. Well, we're in a bit of a transition phase at the moment, so it's okay. It's okay. Right, rooms. Clear that out there. Lovely. Let's get our pumping station like this. As soon as this door is finished. Can you hurry up, please? There we go. Okay, great. So that can go there. We can have our single lonely capacitor hooking this up. We'll get our power stretched up like this, across like that. Oh, look. It's coming together already. It's coming together already. This is delightful. We will need a bit to go into each of these areas, though, just to provide a little extra juice to reach all of the lights that we want to reach and all that sort of thing. I'm going to need to stretch it around and do some craziness in the kitchen as well, but we'll come back to that momentarily. And the other big thing that we need to think about is just to make sure that we don't have a pipe burst / this gets exploded situation. We'll just pop in a couple of drains there, and that should do the trick quite nicely. In the shower, we'll save ourselves a bit of cash by putting just a single drain on the floor there at the door. And we can pop in a bunch of these. This would be lovely. We can get some plumbing going up to that momentarily. But in the meantime... Oh, I tell you what I do need to do. I need to open this up so that they can do all of those things. That'd be good, wouldn't it? Right, so... Canteen. Easy. Let's get our standard canteen fare going on. We're going to have a couple of tables. Just 2 for now. And then... Because we know that there's 32 people coming in, which is actually going to be too much for that right off the get-go. But that's okay. We can get a couple of these. That should do nicely. And in the kitchen, we're going to need 4 each cooker. I want 2 fridges. No, sorry. It's the old way. It's the old way I used to do it. The spreadsheet says 2 cookers per fridge is the optimal level. We're going to have a single sink down here, and then we can repeat that on the left-hand side of the room. And we'll pop in a bin as well. Just for, you know, just for RP purposes. It looks nice. It feels nice. It is nice. It's what you want. It's what we want in a role-playing situation. Right. Water. Up it up. Across we go. Let's get our small pipes connected into the kitchen, just into the sink here, and we'll need to pipe up all of these shower heads to make sure that they're looked after, and these toilets. Excellent. And the only other thing that we need to consider / ponder is hot water. So, we will grab... I guess we'll pop one here. Alright, because this is, I'm just planning on this one supplying the hot water just for this section. Right, so this can go like this and this and this. And then it's going to need to also come down to the sink. And then it's going to need a small pipe going to it. I think a small pipe will do. But I have honestly never tried it. So I guess we're about to find out. Last but not least, oh, I forgot to start that, but that's fine. Requires office. Ah. That's alright, we'll get your office up and running, don't worry. We need a desk. And I want it facing the door. I think that's going to be nice. I would like an office where I face the door like that. I've had one once upon a time. It was pretty awesome, actually, because, you know, offices really aren't a thing these days, right? No one has an office. Or unless you're, like, the director of the company or, like, some big highfalutin-y dude slash lady. Yeah, then you get an office, but for the most part, everyone's working in these, like, open plan offices these days, which I have to say, I friggin' hate open plan offices. They're always noisy. It's hard to, like, have a phone call without hearing everyone talking around you and all that sort of stuff. And it's just, I don't know, it's just not nice. But anyway, once upon a time, when I was working for the company that I'm still currently working for, we moved into a new building. And the company that was there before had, you know, like, we bought that company and they were sort of shrinking and their staff was kind of decreasing. And so, as a result, they had this, like, just heaps of space in this joint, right? It was pretty crazy. Like, the amount of space in that building was really quite delightful. And as a result, when I... we'll put it that way, there we go. Put a little chair there. Excellent. Okay, great. Yeah, so when I arrived, like, they had this big open plan area where everyone seemed to work, but there was also upstairs a whole bunch of empty offices that they were like, we don't want to use those offices. You know, it feels nicer to be in the bullpen. And I said, well, that may be how you feel, but that's not how I feel, so this is my office now. And I had, I mean, we moved out of that place because it was too big and it was too expensive. But at least for a while there, I had the joy of having my own office with a desk facing the door, my own window looking out over a big park. Oh, it was great. One day maybe I'll get that again. But, you know, you gotta have your dreams, right? I dream of having an office where I can shut the door and put some music on and ignore the heck out of everyone for a bit. That's my dream. Anyway, so that, my friends, is basically the core of our prison. That is, you know, we've got our canteen, we've got our kitchen, shower, holding cell. The reception is like super luxurious. Look how big this is. And then we've got sealed off deliveries, garbage, utilities. The warden is doing his thing, figuring out how to hire someone. I guess at the moment he's just like trying to figure out how to log into seek.com.au, or I don't know. Is there an equivalent to Seek everywhere else in the world, like a recruitment site? He just can't figure out how to create, like, the job profile that he wants to advertise. But that's okay. He is a bit of an old fuddy-duddy. Look at him, he's trying to do it with a clipboard, when all he should really do is go over and jump onto his PC here, and, like, you know, type it up, browse to it, do his thing. It'll be, you know, it'll be much easier that way. Oh, poo, an Eddie Yard. Right. That leads us to step the next. Because we need a yard, I'm going to use this barred wall here because I think that looks shiny. And how much cash we got left? 12k. Alright, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go concrete like this, and then concrete right here to build out the beginnings of my first 2 blocks, right? To get those up and running. I'm going to pop a couple of doors in here so that the prisoners can come out, and then we're going to make this area here the yard, right? Just a temporary yard where they can finish their lunch and go out and have a bit of a feed. These guys are going to go and build this barred wall for me, which is one of the new walls in the Clink update, which is kind of shiny. I really like the barred wall. It looks great. Like it, and I'm guessing that it has more strength / is more difficult to climb than a fence? I don't know. And these two foundations, once they're up and running, I think this guy's probably going to be the most important, because I want to get... I know that in this first load of prisoners, I am pretty positive that there are going to be 1 or 2 ladies that are with Babby. And those prisoners kind of need to be... They need to be looked after. You can't just sit them in the holding cell. They won't go in there. Otherwise, they'll just sit in reception forever until you've got somewhere to put them. So I kind of don't want to worry about that. So yeah, let's worry about... Is that big enough? That's big enough, okay. So I just thought I'd maybe put a little export zone there so that these bits of wood can earn us a few bucks while we're at it. It's a shame that we didn't have wild growth turned on. I could have turned on wild growth, and we could have harvested up these trees until the cows come home to, like, make ourselves some extra profit. But I didn't think that that was going to be necessary, and as a result, I didn't do it. But that is totally fine. So, here's our 2 cell blocks ready to go. We're going to get one of them up and running. We'll just get, like, 2 rooms here, and we'll, like, put those side by side so that we can use these as our hero rooms, and we can build in the necessary bits and bobs to make a family cell or 2 for our brand spanking new prisoners that have babbies with them. We're going to need, in each of these, what do we need? Bed, toilet, crib, and shower head. Easy. Easy. We got this. We'll also have a toilet for you, ladies. How's that? Lovely. We're going to have a shower head. Should I do... I'll do the shower head separate. I won't do the combo like I usually do. We will need a bed, which we'll put back in this corner. Lovely. Put the crib straight next to that, or back it over here. I reckon I'll back it over here a little bit further away from Mum's bed, just to make things a little bit more pleasant. And then, I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, we're going to need a drain, obviously, underneath the shower. And there's plenty of space left in here, right? We could put in chairs, and we could put in, like a sofa, right? And give them somewhere to breastfeed. We could put a radio in there, but... Just keeping an eye on my bank balance at the moment. We are making... Wow. Okay. Oh. Aha. Ladies, welcome aboard. We've got ourselves Norris, Catherine J. We've got Michiko, Chloe, Light. That's a weird name. Sorry. Isabel Boys, Devon, Semi, okay, and Zed. Zathras. Zathras? Zathras Boo Zed. In the wrong place at the wrong time. Or was I? TBH, no one else to blame. That cookie just looks so good. Sentenced to 7 years for handling stolen cookies. Right, we have a slight problem, however, in that we kind of need some guards. You know, it is generally a necessary thing. And if we get those 2, that actually takes care of the basic prison. And we also can now get... Meredith. Welcome aboard, Meredith. It's good to have you back, mate. It's always good to have you in our prison. Let's get started. We're going to... oh, pardon me, ladies. We're going to get started bringing these girls on board. I think we probably need a couple more cards. Here we go. 2? How many... We've got 32 prisoners. I think we should probably go up to 8. So it's like a 1-to-4 ratio. So we've got a lot of low-sec girls here, which is great. And we've got a bunch of medium sex as well. So like Caitlin Liversage, Aubrey Buckwell, and whoever that is that's moving too fast. Oh, that's Liversage. We've got a Scales. We've got everyone else's name who's obscured by the benches, the tables in here. I think this is going to be... Oh, gosh. I'm really looking forward to seeing just how poorly this prison goes. But, you know, hey, maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe this will be a wonderful playthrough and everything will just go beautifully. But I'm not holding out hope, friends. I'm not. I'm pretty positive that this is going to go fairly poorly, fairly quickly. But look, this is just me, right? I could be wrong. It's just call it a hunch. Call it a hunch. But this challenge does have a very jolly amount of challenge to it. Like keeping all of these guys rocking. Have we not got a single babby in here? Oh no, there's one. There is one. Okay, so we've got a babby, which is good because we're getting one family cell online. Right? So these ones, what else is required? Enclosed, surrounded by... Alright, of course, it needs a freaking jail door, doesn't it? Alright, so I have a couple of doors there. We can probably get started on our hero cell over here as well. Which just needs to be this sort of size. And it just needs to have this marking, like that. And objects, we're going to need... I guess, we'll just put the beds down the end. And then we'll put our shower toilet combo up the front. Like this. Standard scenario in my prisons. When you're having a shower, you can just sit down and you know, do your thing. Or I mean, you could just stay standing, I suppose, but not if you're doing number 2. You don't want that. You don't want that getting into the drain and oh god, it'd probably be a bit whiffy. I mean, that's not really a pleasant thing to think about, is it? Well, these things happen. Right. Now, let's get ourselves some piping down here. We're going to need to think about getting I think this is probably a good spot to get this on. And then we can think about having another one down the other end when we need it. We're going to need some hot water pipes that come across like this. We're going to need some cold water pipes that go like this. Excellent. We're going to need some electrical cables in this cell block as well. Lovely. And there we have it. Oh, and you know what? There is one thing missing. A light. For attracting attention. Right, we'll put it over the bed. And we'll have 2 in these cells. That'll be nice. One over the babby and one over the bed. That'll be good. Right, so that's it. Cell blocks A and B taking shape. We've got ourselves our basic detention center out here. We've got a bunch of people that don't have cells, but that's fine. That's totally fine. Burgess has been punched and is seriously injured, which is not super fine, but you know, it's okay. This kind of does happen. The rest of the stuff here, ooh, this is, yep, there it goes. I just spotted that the power station was about to flip, but these things happen. Right, so there we have it. The basic bare necessities of our prison satisfied, good to go. All we need to do now is get some more cells online before this 18 hours is up. Which, yeah, that's going to be interesting. I'm sure it'll be fine. And I'm sure that I can hopefully count on you joining me next time by dropping a thumbs up and subscribing if you're not already. And say hi in the comments below and let me know what you think about this prison and this challenge. And say thank you to the Scarlet, Otaku, and Shephard for making these suggestions. Without them, I don't know what we'd be doing, honestly. I'd probably just play some more RimWorld, but this sounded really, really fun. So, guys, thanks again, and I'll see you next time.